I've been waiting for you to arrive. The relics you recovered are very important. When they were removed, it disturbed the Draugr below. Please return the relics to their proper resting places. There's nothing simple about this matter. You must return the relics to the exact spot they were taken from. Inspect each chamber carefully, for there will be clues as to the proper placement. I can advise you, but I know little of these relics. This chamber contains the remains of the honored cupbearers who served the rulers of Skyrim. I believe so. The old Nord cup symbolizes and honors the servants who perform the thankless duty of providing for the needs of each generation's royal family. All I can tell you is that the cup holds the key. Examine it carefully and choose wisely. This chamber, I believe so. The old Nord cup symbolizes and honors the servants who perform the thankless duty of providing for the needs of each generation's royal family. All I can tell you is that the cup holds the key. Appears to be the correct altar. Very good. I will see you in the next chamber. The book you carry belongs on this pedestal. However, a page was torn out when it was plundered. This chamber contains the remains of advisors who served the throne. Trusted counselors, viziers, and shamans are buried here. The book contains a collection of ancient Nord proverbs. As you can see, a page has been torn out. But that was not the only book damaged when the Stormfists invaded this chamber. You need to find the correct page to restore that ancient book. Read the book and any pages you find. Matching a torn page with the writing in the book should be simple enough for one of your experience and skill. You could read Ancient Nord. One chamber remains. Mine. Bring my amulet and meet me there. This is wrong. Something is terribly, terribly wrong. My body, the crown of Freydis. They should both be here, but they are gone. No. Layers of magical protection engulf the interred. Any Stormfist that tried to even touch my body would have been obliterated. Only those of royal blood could have... No. My brother. Has all honor deserted him? Why would he do such a thing? Fildgor! Go, quickly. Perhaps you can catch him before he gets away. You must retrieve my mortal remains and my crown.
Make sure that no one gets past you, Shakul. Cover my escape.
Fildgor has a surprise. He's in Cradlefarth by now.
Ah, you're back. Lieutenant Karuni's plan worked perfectly. And she says she owes her success to you. Good job. While you were in the tomb, Karuni launched a strike against the invaders from the barracks. A detachment of soldiers arrived from Windhelm just in time to help us take back the fort. It is indeed, and thank you for your help, my friend. As long as we hold Fort Morvenskar, you are welcome here.
I no longer know my own brother's heart, but now I know yours. Even though Fildgor escaped with my crown and my mortal remains, you have performed a great service this day. Keep the amulet. You earned it. And as long as you carry it, we will always be connected.
You did great work today. Thank you. With Fort Morvenskar back under our control, we should send word to the king. Let him know that the royal tombs are secure. Will you deliver a dispatch to Fort Amel? Yes. Reinforcements from Windhelm brought the news. The king has gone to Fort Amel to meet with packed dignitaries. Take word of our victory to the fort. Speak to Thane Oda, Wolf's sister there. We're going to get the fort up and running again. My scouts report that there are still Stormfist troops in the area. My scouts report that the Stormfist are fortifying Cradle Crush to the southwest. We can't let them establish a foothold, or we'll never get rid of them. It's an old oak fortress, but it hasn't been used by hostile forces in years. If only we had the troops for such an action. We're in no condition for another battle right now, but I think we have time. Something strange is going on over at Cradle Crush, but it doesn't appear that they are about to launch an attack or anything. Unusual sounds. We hear crashes and moans, toppling trees. We see smoke on the horizon. I have no idea what to make of it. And I can't spare anyone else to investigate right now.
Why do you hate us,
Thank you
Lord?
for saving
Your
the maid.
own king
Really
declared
done
us
best.
allies. But still, you turn us away.
Don't put words in my mouth, Dark Elf. I said you could enter Fort Amel, but the inn is full, so you can't stay. Official business of the kingdom takes precedence after all.
This is ridiculous. And we've come such a long
Listen, if you're part of this group, I already explained this a dozen times. Feel free to enter Fort Amel, but the inn is full. There's no more room. And the Jarl's Keep is off limits too, of course. King Yoren and the Ebonheart Pact leaders are meeting here. Between the Nords, the Argonians, and the Dark Elf contingent, they filled up the inn. They even had to set up tents on the far side of town. That's not for me to say. I don't even want to guess. Commander Ian might have an idea, but you'd have to get it out of him. Whatever the king's business is, though, it must be urgent to call the various leaders of the pack together so suddenly.
Where's that lazy skeever? I'm going to kill him. What do you want? Someone steal your gold pouch or something? What's it matter to you? Have business with the king, do you? We stand in line with the rest of the peasants. Seems like every alley rat decided to show up and whine about something when they heard the king was coming. But he's not here for that. King shows up with his honor guard and all the pact officials, clearly up to something important. And you just expect me to tell you what that is? Did you always get milk when you whined for it as a baby? Be off! I need to find one of my guards. You're going to stick your nose into this no matter what I say, aren't you? Fine. Thod decided to have a drink with the prince's entourage last night. Haven't seen him since. Probably passed out somewhere, but I can't be too careful right now. I just want this all to be over. We're not used to dealing with so many different groups all in one place. All right. Find Thod, and I might let some information slip. We'll leave it at that.
A gathering!
I'd share, but I don't want.
The tales of Nords and their mead drinking are legendary, but Yegi here? He's absolutely epic. He's been drinking for 2 days straight now. 2 days! You must mean that drunken idiot who tried to keep up with Yegi. He wasn't even in the same league. Whatever he was drinking was pretty foul, though. It smelled more like wet Kaguti than sweet mead. I think it might have been Argonian. He wandered toward the river, carrying a few bottles of that vile Argonian beverage. He's probably still down there. I'd wager he's either passed out or nursing a bad headache right about now.
Oh yes, Narayu. Whatever you say, Narayu. I don't want to. Want to sleep. A perfectly good dream. Oh, Narayu. I love you, Narayu. Oh yes, Naryu. Whatever you say, Naryu.
Oh, if you're still looking for Thod, I wouldn't worry about it. He and the commander headed for the barracks. Thod's getting an earful, I'm sure. I apologize if we wasted your time. I'm sure it was one of the other guards. There are a lot of us, and we're known to relax with a bottle of mead or two when we're off duty. And never to excess. So really, I wouldn't worry about it. Listen, I saw them both just a moment ago, and unlike the commander, I slept last night. Now, it's not that I don't believe you found a drunk Nord by the river. It wouldn't be the first time. It's just that it can't be Thod. I can prove it. Both the commander and Thod headed towards the barracks on the west side of town. If you hurry, you should be able to catch up with them. Then you can go get a drink and relax. Seems like you...
I told you that we need to be patient. You're always in such a hurry. It's starting to get on my nerves.
You're enjoying that body too much, I think. Why, I have a mind to... Can I help you with something? The Fort Amol guard barracks are off limits, so I hope you don't plan on trying to get inside. The commander is occupied by other matters at the moment. As one of the officials helping coordinate efforts at Fort Amol, perhaps I could be of service? I am a noble and an advisor to the Jarl of Fort Amol. I have been charged with making sure that all of our esteemed guests are well cared for. I assume you are part of King Yoren's guard if you seek to speak with Commander Iarn? Ah, yes, Thod. Of course, he was just here, as a matter of fact. You just missed him. You weren't the one looking for him earlier by chance. Iarn mentioned someone looking into guard business. Not many folks care about Thod. Well, how about I help you instead? Iarn has been on edge of late. Perhaps the king's presence makes him nervous. Or it's all these foreigners. Who knows? But he has been acting strange. I'd keep an eye on him if I were you. You seem eager to help, so I'm giving you something to do. If I toss around false accusations or involve the king's guards, it might seem like Fort Amol can't deal with its own problems. Trail the commander. Determine if my fears are justified. Hide behind the rocks nearby and wait for Iarn. You wouldn't want him to know you were following him now, would you?
Took you long enough, Commander.
I thought I was being followed. We have to be smart about all this.
Don't insult my intelligence. I know we only get one chance at this. Besides, word from the inside is that things are going well.
Good, good. I took care of things on my end. I stuffed all of the duplicates in Marla's house. As long as no one goes snooping around in there, we'll be fine.
You'll never stop Vilgor's plans.
I'm afraid you just missed Commander Eon. Again. He was in a hurry. He always seems to run when everyone else around here just saunters. Have you been drinking with Thane Yegi and the soldiers? What? All of this in Marla's house? You have to understand how strange this sounds. You're telling me that the commander I was just speaking to is actually dead? And there are others? Including 2 dead Marlas? After that story, I think I might be the one who needs a drink. Well, thanks for the information. I'll make sure to look into these accusations as soon as I can. But you're not going to give up on this, are you? Listen, let's say I believe you. Let's say there are Stormfist agents impersonating people in Fort Armel. Even if all of this is true, we can't start a panic. The leaders of the Pact are here, for kind's sake. No, I didn't say that. I just don't want you running around crying murder, especially with the Pact delegations here. Think of how fragile our alliance already is. You should speak to Lord Velop. Tell him what you told me. He's the Jarl's advisor. He has his hand in everything that happens around here. Tell him what you told me. Leave nothing out. Velop's smart. If what you say is true, and by Kain I hope it isn't, he'll know what to do, without causing a panic. You'll probably find Lord Velop in the inn. Like most Nords, he enjoys his mead. And I understand that nobles can get particularly thirsty when the king is in town. You have to look at this from my point of view. A stranger walks into town and makes outlandish claims about spies and imposters and murders. How do I know that you're not one of these Stormfist traitors trying to cause trouble? You certainly are insistent. I'll grant you that much. Look, I'll check the house as soon as I can.
So, was the hunt successful? Did you find out what nefariousness our good Commander Eon is up to? What? No, I never imagined. I think you better tell me what happened, friend. And start at the beginning. Lower your voice. This can't be. How could Fildgor's soldiers get into the fort without being noticed? Did you tell anyone else about this? I'll need to have a word with Loanor. The implications for the Pact are horrifying. Dark elves and Nords have died. Finger-pointing will escalate into violence as soon as word gets out. Especially with Prince Ernskar's temper. Go to the Nord camp and speak with Thane Harvald. He's honorable and intelligent. I'm sure he'll want to keep this quiet. He also possesses...
The Nord don't need the help of the weakling
Greetings,
Argonians
stranger.
and the cowardly Dark Elves. We can
Greetings,
win this war on our own.
Your Uncle Filgor has allied himself with the Stormfist clan and the Orcs, my prince. We need all the help we can get. You need to apologize to the delegates, and get them back to the table before this rift grows any wider.
The pact shatter and fall for all I care. We need no one but ourselves. You grow old and weak, Harvold, like my father. This conversation is over.
The prince in his hot temper. He decided to hold his own meeting, while the king and the pact ambassadors meet at the keep. He managed to insult both the Dark Elves and the Argonians with his posturing and boastfulness. Talk freely. Thane Oda is as trustworthy as I. But understand that I have enough trouble as it is, and I don't need any more bad news. I have my hands full trying to figure out how to calm the prince and get the pact delegates back to the meeting. And that's not what I wanted to hear. The prince will have to be told about this, of course. And the Argonian and Dark Elf delegates. They need to be able to protect themselves. I can't keep secrets from my prince, no matter how hot-headed he may be. I'll make him understand the seriousness of the situation. But I doubt the Argonians and Dark Elves will listen. They were very angry when they marched back to their camps. Perhaps, if you say that King Yoren sent you, they might not forgive the prince and return immediately, but they might listen to you. They need to... What does he always do? He opened his mouth and let words fall out. He said many terrible things and drove them away. And all his father asked him to do was coordinate troop movements and battle plans while the Council of War was in session.
Why hold a summit in such a frigid place? You want our respect? Come to Mournhold and dine like real nobles. Don't send us on a damn camping trip. I have no issues with King Yoren, but his son is an imbecile. He believes that the Nords are superior to all. And he had the audacity to insult Our Lady Amalexia. Let's see how well the Nords do against the Stormfists without our help. Let me think. No, nothing comes to mind. The Dunmer are finished helping those who show no respect or gratitude. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm trying to stay warm. Feel free to talk to my servant Nariu if you need something more.
If Geld sent you over here to have me fetch something, tell him to go jump in the river. Assistant, not slave. I already broke a guard's hand for getting a little too friendly. Put a little fear in them, and now everything's perfect. So, what can I help you with? And if you say, staying warm, your hand is the least of your concerns. This obviously wasn't the prince's idea. That Nord is a whiny little swit who's had everything handed to him on a silver platter. He'd never stoop to ask for help from one of the lesser races. What is this really about? The king is a respectable man. He has more sense in his pinky than the prince does in his whole body. It's hard to imagine they come from the same stock. So, sure, why not? I'll help you. Assistant. No one listens around here. And let's just say I have ways to convince Gelds to go back to the table. That's all you need to know for now. I want a bottle of wine from the barracks. That's where they keep the Jarl's personal stock. I'm tired of drinking this cheap piss they provided us with. Just watch out. The place is off limits and the guards tend to deal harshly with intruders.
The barracks are off limits, so you'll need a disguise. A guard's uniform should do nicely. Try by the river. No matter how cold it is, the Nords seem to love going for a swim. Sometimes they even remember to take their armor off first.
Well, since you asked so nicely, one of the guards hates cats. Really detests the creatures. I saw the guard chase a cat that ran into the barracks for more than an hour. So bring a cat along. I saw a lot of them hovering around the Argonians.
I think I figured out why cats like us so much. It's because we are so beautiful and we smell good. Excuse me, but who are you? And why is King Yoren requesting any help from us? The prince made it very clear that he thinks very little of my Eggkin and I. Why we even bothered coming here is beyond me. The prince cares nothing for us. He refused to send any help to my kin in Darkwater Crossing. The trolls wander the town now, and only the Hiss knows what happened to my people. I offer the same thing to you as the prince offered to me. Nothing. King Yoren is a good man, strong and wise. I hear he hates cats. He gave shelter to my people when they fled from the Stormfists and their orc allies. But that doesn't change the current situation, and Prince Ernskar is still a Gwarlicker. It's too late to help Darkwater, but not to reclaim our honor. A deal, then. If you remove the head of the large troll we call Death in Winter and bring it to me, I will consider returning to Ernskar's meeting for the king. What are you doing in here? Get out! What are you doing in here? Get out! Not another cat. I hate... Not another cat. Not another cat. I hate cats. They make me itch.
This work never ends.
Do you know what that sweat had me fetch while you were gone? Food from the other tent, as if walking 10 feet would kill him. I knew I could count on you. Reliability is an admirable trait. This will taste good. Probably make taking orders from that barking dog over there a bit more tolerable. And it should be enough to get the job done. To get Gelds nice and comfortable. Then I'll convince him that what he just drank was poisoned. Lucky for him, I have the antidote. Of course. He'll do whatever I want to get it. And that should be very entertaining. Of course. How did you think I was going to convince him? Now, do me a favor and stay alert out there. I've seen enough shadows and sheepish grins to know that something isn't right in Fort Armor. But that's why I'm here now, isn't it?
What's that smell? It's awful. My people came to Fort Ammel from the west, but the town wasn't big enough to absorb them. They settled at Darkwater Crossing. Then the trolls came. You have done what that arrogant prince would not do. Thank you. Perhaps. That is for them to decide. But at least they have that choice. Like King Yoren, you demonstrate honor. I will return to the prince's meeting and hear what he has to say. You have earned that much.
I heard that you've been hard at work. A powerful troll for the Argonians? Really? That's quite remarkable. And I spoke to Prince Ernskar. He agrees that he might have been a little arrogant. Especially when I told him what you discovered. Maybe now we can all get back to the business at hand, instead of just throwing insults at each other. With the pact working together again, we should be able to sniff out Fildgor's spies easily enough. Now my only concern is for the king. He's surrounded himself with our strongest warriors. But the element of surprise gives Fildgor an advantage. After what you said the Stormfists have already accomplished, how can we trust anyone on the other side of the keep's gate? I know King Yoren requested privacy for this meeting with the ambassadors. But I can't just assume everything is all right. Actually, Lord Verlop suggested that you two take care of it. I need to keep the prince in line, and we don't want to tip our hand to the Stormfists. Besides, I know you can handle yourself. Get in there and secure the king. The gates have been sealed since we arrived, but Lord Verlop should be able to open them. King Yoren was adamant that no one disturb the meeting. I imagine that whatever they are discussing in there, Fildgor is definitely at the heart of it. King Yoren is guarded by a squad of soldiers he selected personally. I'm sure everything is fine. Still, we can't be too careful. But I don't want to embarrass the king needlessly. You and Lord Verlop can handle this. I have faith in you.
That's strange. Where are the guards?